Most guitar players get lost on the fretboard because they try to memorise too much at once. In this lesson, I'll show you the simple alphabet pattern that runs underneath the whole guitar neck, because you just need to understand how the musical alphabet moves along the strings. First, let's turn the A string into the musical alphabet. Now, the first thing you need to understand about the musical alphabet is that it's just like the regular alphabet that we use every day in words. It goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But this is the difference. What happens is it stops at G and we go back to A again. And this is convenient for us on guitar because we have an A string. Now for us, the A is at the 0 fret or the open fret. I'm going to introduce some terminology you need to understand as a beginner on the guitar. If we were to go from the 0 fret to the 1st fret, that would be called a half step. In the UK, we call that a semitone. Either description represents the same thing, but the main thing you need to know for guitar is that a half step or a semitone equals 1 fret. Now, a big clue is in the fact that we have the word semi, which means half, and we have half here, which means half as well. So that means we have half of something, and what we have half of is a tone. And if we want to think about a half step, if we had 2 half steps together, we get a step. So this is another term that you need to know. A step is a distance of 2 frets. And if we look at the distance between the A and the B, you can see we go up a half step and another half step, which gives us a full step, which is that tone. So we go up that 2 fret distance there. Now you might have noticed the name of this lesson is Alphabetry, and I think this is a good representation of the musical alphabet because it shows the relationships between 4 specific notes. If we look at the B and the C, we can see that these are next door to each other. And if you lived in this house and you were to sell it, you would say it would be semi-detached. And for the musical notes, this works as well because these are semitones or half steps. So B and C are always a half step apart. And it's pretty obvious, if you look further up the neck, you can see that E and F are a half step apart because these are semi-detached houses. So these are a half step apart as well. Because we're going from A to an A here, I want you to notice at the 12th fret we get the double dots. This means we've hit the octave on the guitar neck. And if we count up the notes, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if we think of 8, oct. Can you think of an animal that has 8 legs? That's where we get this from. So it's octave if we go from A to A there. Now hopefully you can see there is a gap between A and B. There is something that goes in here, but I'll save that for a lesson that I will put in the end of this video. But for now, what we need to do is we need to figure out, are we using a half step or a step? Well, remember, a half step and another half step equals a step. So between A and B, that is a step. Let's look at between C and D, and we can see we get another step again. And then between D and E, we get a step again. F and G, yes, we get another step. And between G and A, we get another step again. Now, it can be tricky to remember which ones are steps. So the easiest way, I think, is to remember that B and C and E and F are neighbours. And the way I do that is I write a mnemonic, or I say a mnemonic. For this, I like to talk about what I like for breakfast. I like my bacon crispy. I've got a little mnemonic for that. So, on Alphabet Street, the notes B and C are next door to each other. And the way to remember that is bacon crispy. Now, this is just a way to memorize this at the beginning, guys. You will get rid of this in the end. We will just get to the point where you know it's B and C are next door to each other and E and F are next door to each other. And you can see E and F are next door to each other. And for that mnemonic, I like to use eggs fried. So for breakfast, I like my bacon crispy and my eggs fried. And what's really cool about Alphabet Street, it just shows you where your notes live. And because you know where your notes live, it's always easier to go somewhere new from somewhere you already know. Now, the thing to know about the musical alphabet is that the way it's laid out on the string for us on guitar and even on piano is that it is a linear idea. And it can be tricky because it feels like when you say it in your head, it terminates at the G and then you have to try and remember where it goes after the G. So a way I like to think about it is not just in a linear manner, is I like to think about it as a clock. This way we can see that we start on A, we go to B, C, D, E, F, G, and then we go back to A again. And because this goes round like that, you don't get that feeling of coming to an end and then trying to remember what the beginning was. It's important to understand the musical alphabet as the foundation for fretboard and music freedom because it's going to help you to find notes for building chords, understanding scales, building arpeggios, navigating the guitar neck, finding the tonic notes for keys. So this is one of the chief reasons for applying the musical alphabet to your fretboard. So that's the basic map. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then it loops back round again. And the big thing to remember is this. B and C live next door to each other. E and F live next door to each other. They enjoy a good breakfast of bacon that's crispy and eggs that are fried. And like I said at the beginning, you've probably noticed something important. There are empty frets between these notes. And these empty spaces are where sharps and flats come in. So if you want the next piece of the puzzle, click on the video on screen now because that's where I'll show you how those in-between notes work without making your brain melt.